Hey, what's your name?
How old are you? Where are you from?
The way we were the way I communicate changed with like gaming, because I used to like be really into like actually wanting to talk to people, like my younger self, like talk shit or find people online. But I think at an age you feel older than the people that's on the game, and then you're like, I don't want to talk to these kids anymore.
Yeah. I know exactly.
But I
what
was
you're
one of
talking
those
about.
kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew out of it because.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. How old are you? Where are you from?
Whoa, that's my dad's age.
Yeah.
I wish my dad played video games. You must be a cool dad.
I'm the old guy in the room.
What up, my brother?
What up, Big Daddy?
What up? You're a big daddy too, man.
I know. We're both Big Daddies.
We're both Adam Sandler. Hey.
But I wipe my own ass.
Scuba Steve. How are you, Scuba Miguel?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Sorry, I missed you last week.
Oh, no worries, man.
Canceling on you last minute.
Gotta get a little bit of that life.
Yeah. The wife was like, I want to do something. Like, all right, I got you. Gotta make a little sacrifice. Just let my buddy know.
I saw, what'd you guys get up to?
She wanted to eat at a barbecue joint. She like saw a YouTube video about, or article, like, what are the top 3 barbecue joints in the Houston area? And one of them happened to be Pinkertons.
Pinkertons.
I love that name because it's like makes me think of Red Dead.
Me too. That's the first thing that I thought of. Yeah,
the clan that's tracking you down. Damn, Pinkertons.
Apparently they were a real
organization.
Yeah.
Is it like private organization that fights crime?
Guns for hire.
Oh,
like private detectives, private
Pinks. So was it a family that just, how like the McCoy Hatfields, like is it just like a big family one day like, why don't we charge for security around here,
Maybe, I'm not sure. It sounds like it. Maybe it to begin with, and then they expanded.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up later. But yeah, it was good restaurant. I mean, a good barbecue joint, and I liked that had a bar inside too. That was nice. And I love any bar that makes a good old fashioned that has a nice big cube. If they don't have a big cube, I'm like, you don't make an old fashioned.
You don't know what you're doing.
If you don't do that little mixy thing, I don't see that happening. The worst one I had was in Waikiki, and it was at a pool. I was thinking, hang out at a pool and have an old fashioned, but they don't like you to have glass.
Wrong place, buddy.
So they gave you a plastic cup, and it's like, little ice cubes. I'm like, this sucks.
What do you expect, man? Poolside.
I was thinking, get a nice old fashioned.
I feel like poolside's more like pina coladas and mai tais.
That's true, but maybe I had it in my head like, whenever I hear the word old fashioned, I know what an old fashioned is.
You distinguished gentleman.
Yeah. But I'm surprised you can get a decent old fashioned here for like $10. Where I'm like, I can see this is an actual bartender back there putting love for a decent price, like a $10 price.
The Old West.
Yeah, but it was good barbecue. I enjoyed it. We're still on the hunt. I think there's one called Truth Barbecue, and I guess I have to learn the truth and find out,
who's the true king of the barbecue.
Who is Truth Barbecue or Pinkertons for hire? Who knows? Then after that, we went to like a water wall thing. That was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I saw. What was it, like a park or something?
Yeah, just a park near a mall area, and it was just center was just water that dribbled, and they even had water on the sides too. So,
Mm.
but it's nice. Just it felt cool. The air felt cool, and there was a guy had a microphone, like a golden microphone, and like doing a rap video.
What?
Well, people taking pictures behind them.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, gotta make your music video, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was watching like a Rebel Soldiers one, and I think it was like Miss Beautiful or and then they're in Waikiki. Miss
Mm.
Beautiful. I'm like, I could just imagine like being that person walking by, like watching lip
Yeah.
syncing.
It's so funny, right?
But
Seeing it happening
yeah,
feels weird,
yeah,
but the
because
finished
you're
product is totally normal.
yeah. It's like, damn, that looks cool. For all I know, I'll show you that video of that guy singing, and I'm like, he made it look like it was an amazing day.
Mhm. The cuts, yeah, the pans and zooms.
You don't have the There are a lot of 15-year-old, doing the quinceañera type of thing, the Spanish stuff over here. And
Mm,
so that was kind of funny. It's just a lot of people. It's a photo, a photo shot.
it's a spot.
Yeah. I was doing one where I was walking and I played Bone Thugs. Dun, dun, dun. Tell me what you got, because it felt like it, and it was kind of like the wind was like going on my jacket.
Doing my own music video.
Every day, every day, every day. We pray.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, it was a fun day. And then they have a big mall over there. We were just walking around, walking off the barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, lovely day.
Nice, man.
What about that day for you? Did you do anything out of the blue since you had like podcast time free?
Um, I well, it was Super Bowl Sunday,
Yeah.
so we already had plans to watch the Super Bowl at the house, but I took the opportunity to stretch because I actually injured my knee.
What?
Yeah, I strained my MCL like a
Fuck,
week and a half
dude.
ago. So
Dang, what?
yeah,
Were you like getting after it? I got that competition. I'm gonna push hard and shit.
I guess, man, it
I'm
was
gonna
kind
give
of
it my all.
it kind of happened out of the blue. Like it was at the wrestling class,
Okay.
and we were doing like Shark Tank takedowns only,
Okay.
and I was taking a shot on a guy, and I guess my leg was just awkwardly positioned because when he sprawled, I felt it, but I was fine to continue. Like I finished the round,
But once the
and then
heat,
I did
the adrenaline.
yeah. Then like as soon as class was over, after sparring and all that was done, I was like limping back to my car, and I'm like, oh man, I think I hurt my knee. So then
Mm.
I went back, I went home and iced it, and I was just like, okay, I guess it's just kind of,
And then the next day is stiff as fuck.
dude. The next day I was just like, oh shit, I fucked my knee up.
Like, oh fuck, they can't even like step on it.
Yeah, like I was like, I couldn't really bend it easily. Like it took a lot of effort to bend it, and like I was like limping around.
No,
Yeah.
dude.
So I
Wait,
kind
it's
of
torn or is it just sprain? What's going on?
sprain,
Oh,
just a
okay.
sprain. So I
That's
luckily I was able to set up a doctor's appointment that same day with my doctor. He
yeah.
took a look at it, and yeah, it's sprained. I sprained my MCL.
Okay. Dang, man. So sprain just means it'll heal. It just needs time, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he said. It'll be like in a few weeks it'll feel better.
Few weeks, and
Yeah.
then when's that tournament you were trying to do?
Um, in like 2 weeks.
Oh, so you can't do it then.
I have a week and a half before the
You want
deadline
to
to
do it? Just
cancel.
you're like,
Well,
what would Michael Jordan do? The flu, he would still go out.
but part of
No,
me
I'm
is
just
like,
kidding. I don't want you to
well,
get hurt
that's my like mindset. I'm like,
because
well,
I want you to be in the long run, Miguel. I don't want you to.
that's what I'm like.
If you don't let the ego go, if you have to lose it. Don't do a
So
tournament.
right now today, like, so shortly after I bought a knee pad, I was like, I should probably start wearing a knee pad, but I've been wearing it like a compression sleeve because it's tight. And even now, like there is still tenderness when I try to bend it and stuff. But I can walk a little more normal, but I can feel it. I can feel the ligament is still not completely healed, and it's been about a week and a half.
Time to watch knees over toes, man, and watch all that rehabilitating stuff.
Yeah, and then so my original plan was to see how I'm feeling next week Tuesday, because next week Tuesday would be 2 weeks from when it happened, and be
Yeah.
like, all right, am I good enough to go back to training? So I'll see how I feel on Tuesday if I'm good enough to go back to training. If I am, then I'll see how I feel in training. Then after that, I have like the next week to decide whether I want to cancel or continue. So
Well, rest up, man. I mean, stay as home as much as you can. Have that leg up, whatever. Ice it.
yeah, I mean, in the first days, it was hard to just like walk down the hall and then walk to my car and then walk up to
Tell
my
me,
office.
are you the type if you're hurt when people come by, you want to hide the hurt, or do you still show it? Hey, because for
What?
me, I'm more like hello, and then when they're gone.
For this one, I couldn't hide it, man. There's no hiding it. I'm over here walking around like a peg-leg pirate, man. There's no hiding
There's
it.
no hiding this one.
But funny enough, like nobody in my office said anything except for
Fuck you, assholes.
for the guy
Come
that said,
What the fuck? Miguel's Mr. Penguin today. He has a cane. Do you have a cane? That would have been awesome. You brought a cane.
you know the fucked up thing too is not the next day, but 2 days after it happened, the Thursday, they shut down the elevators because they're doing elevator renovation. So
Penguin Miguel over here.
I've been having to walk up and down the stairs.
Still? Oh,
Well,
dang.
now my leg is better, but
Oh,
dude,
okay.
in like last week, dude, it was so painful to walk down the stairs. It was so bad that I'm like, bro, I'm not even going to lunch. I'm just staying in during lunch. I don't want to walk anywhere.
Man, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
crazy, dude. Well, this is part of the journey.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, it happens, man. It's beyond my control. It's just I mean, it's common. This stuff kind of
You sound like a stoic over there. You stoicing over there?
here and there.
What's not on your control? You can
Yeah.
only control what is in your control.
Yeah, basically,
I
like
like that, my
I
boy.
didn't do anything explicitly wrong. I wasn't overtraining, and it's just these things happen, man.
Amor fati. Do you know that phrase?
Uh-uh.
It means in love with one's fate. Like you're just like, oh,
Oh,
just like you accept and you don't like bitch about what happened to you. Like, okay, I'll
yeah.
use this time to think about jujitsu in a different way.
Mhm.
You ever
Yeah, and
watch
I've
that
been
one brown belt guy or black belt? He was like injured for like 3 months, and
uh-uh.
it was like a flow video, but he was like, "Fuck, man!" Like he was out for 3 months, and he was like just in the corner of the mat, just watching everyone. And he's like just studying and just analyzing, and he's like, "I can't wait till I get out." And the doctor said, "Oh, 3 months to heal," but he was like, "Fuck that." And he got that, he got out there sooner.
Well, yeah,
I'm
3 months is a
not,
long 3
I'm not
months is a
telling
long
you.
time.
I'm not telling you to follow him because
Yeah,
that's the manly thing to do.
yeah.
But just giving you
It's
perspective. It's a
it
part of the
is.
journey. Yeah.
It's kinda counterintuitive, right? Like, especially with the competition coming up, I'm like, "Man, I wanna get back out there as soon as I can," but also I don't wanna get out there too soon and then injure my knee even worse. So it's
Do you
yeah.
think you excited to go out there made you train harder than you normally do to prepare to lead to this, or were you training normally and this was a
I
fluke?
feel like I was training normally.
No,
Yeah. It wasn't anything.
because some people do that. Like there's a tournament coming up, and then they're training more harder to prepare, and they
Mhm.
get fucking hurt because they're training more than they normally do, kind of thing.
No, I think it was literally just kind of a fluke. Like,
Mm.
I was taking a shot, knee was
The
in a weird
angle,
spot. Yeah, I think the angle of my left leg was, like, out.
like this.
Yeah, and I
For
think just
sometimes when I'm doing like a knee shield or something, and it's just too much like that, all of a sudden something locks, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh fuck,
Yeah, that's
what
what
is
I
that?
think happened is, like, my knee buckled inwards, so it
Yeah,
stretched the ligament, I think is what happened.
and then like I have to stretch it out, and then the next day it's fucking sore, and I'm like, and it's usually because I neglect like strengthening that area or
Mm,
stretching, and it's been a while. Like this, it's like okay, it's a reminder. Got to do something about this shit, you know. Because
yeah.
when you're older, it's like maintenance rather than when you're like like a fucking lubed up young boy who
Yeah, that's the other thing, I'm like,
the joints are easy.
"Dude,
Yeah.
I'm 36 years old." I mean, it's just the reality, I've never been this old in my life, like, I'm not a
Really?
teen
I have. Where you been, Miguel?
I'm not a teenager anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, it definitely I feel like yeah, have that mindset about like a stoic mindset about like, "Hey man, it is what it is. I just will take this and deal with it and whatever happens happens."
Mm, yeah.
Whereas like when
Get
I was
that.
in high school and I dislocated my elbow, I was all depressed
Leo'd it.
and
You Leo'd couched it. Oh man.
yeah, yeah, I was all it's like, but even that was beyond my control. Like, I mean, it just happens.
Yeah. I took like this personality test thing online, like 18 personalities or something. And I wrote it down here. But I have like this little journal thing. But I have like like percentages of what type of person I am.
Mm,
Because I wrote, answered all these questions, but like I'm 61% introverted, and one of them is I'm 58% turbulent. So it's like, like
bumpy bumpy skies.
sometimes I am calm under pressure, but then
Uh-huh.
there's some times where I'm like, so I'm not gonna like. It's nice to do a personality test to like notice that of yourself because maybe there's areas that you shy from noticing.
Mm,
But I'm definitely turbulent at times where it may look like I have everything together, but
inside.
I'm like Leo, Leonardo sometimes.
Yes.
You fucking idiot. Like today, I was so mad because it's trash and recycle day, and I had to put
Mm.
up. And I told Leo, I was like, "Oh, I gotta take it out," and I'm like, "Did the recycling man come over? Oh, you fucking idiot! God damn it! We're gonna have so much trash next week." So, yeah, I go down this thing where I talk negative, and then Janice is like, "You gotta stop saying that about you." All right. It is what
I
it
do.
is.
I feel like I do the same thing.
Is it a man thing? Are we harsh as men to each other?
Maybe we're hard on ourselves.
Definitely.
Our harshest critic.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the thing that drives us competitively because we're so. I know I'm competitive. I mean, all this we did sports growing up, soccer. You we did the wrestling. I like Call of Duty. I like competitive stuff.
Ja, 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 ja.
Talking shit on Rocket League. What a save!
What a say.
Oh,
What was the
yeah.
other one? What a
Um,
save, and there was, like, 2 that you would do. You'd spam the fricking chat.
close one. I don't know. Uh,
Oh, so
yeah.
funny, dude.
Man, um, the way we were the way I communicate changed with like gaming because I used to like be really into like actually wanting to talk to people, like my
Mm,
younger self,
mhm.
like talk shit or find people online. But I think at an age you feel
Mm.
older than the people that's on the game, and then
Mhm.
you're like, I don't want to talk to these kids anymore.
Yeah. I know
But
exactly
I
what
was
you're
one of
talking
those
about.
kids.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I grew out of it because.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. How old are you? Where are you from?
Whoa, that's my dad's age.
Yeah.
I wish my dad played video games. You must be a
Oh,
cool dad.
I'm the old guy in the room.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what was that called? AI's been getting some buzz lately
Mhm.
with that new thing that's happening with you can just type whatever and it makes a video now. Like no longer is it pictures like how we did
Mhm.
back in the day.
Yeah, it's
You can
crazy.
literally just like make me an ad for I don't know. I got Raisin Canes over here because I was eating that. Raisin Canes,
Chicken fingers.
and it's cows eating like cow.
Yeah,
Something about
yeah.
cows because but the chickens or whatever. Then it would totally make that.
Mhm. Eat more chicken.
Yeah, you'd copy Chick-fil-A or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is it gonna do when all the commercials you see and everything is just AI? Like, where's the human aspect to all this? Like,
Well, I think people are gonna get to the point where they realize that it's not as engaging. There's no soul behind it. It feels manufactured, just like the way Hollywood is now. It's almost like they're like AI generated. Like I saw this thing about Madam Web. Remember Madam Web?
dude, Madam Web's getting shit on
Yeah,
hard. Worse than fucking Captain Marvel.
yeah, it is.
They keep showing that big boob girl
Yeah,
wherever I go. I'm like,
Sydney Sweeney.
yeah. For
Everybody
some reason,
wants
they're showing her more
everybody
than the
wants
fucking
the
thing.
little lady with the big giant boobs.
I didn't know anything before that of her.
I think the first place I saw her in was White Lotus season 1.
White Lotus. Oh, okay. You're the Lotus boy.
And then she was in that rom-com. What was that, like a Christmas Netflix rom-com, or was it a regular movie rom-com
Like
that came out this
Die
past
Hard.
holiday?
No, the Die Hard one. Love
I
Hard.
maybe
No.
whatever it was. She was in that movie, and then now Madam Web.
Apparently, these were all like supposed to be the web ladies. Like they all played Spider Girl or Spider Woman in the comics. Like the characters, all the girls.
Oh, I
And there was
see.
a premonition that they all had their costumes and everything. And that was like 2 minutes, but it never came to be. So they literally they're just like regular ladies with superpowers fighting. Some of the stuff was like seemed like she didn't even know anything about Marvel or anything.
Yeah, I think I saw something where they asked her to name the 3 Tom Holland
Yeah,
Spider-Man
didn't
movies.
even do it.
She didn't know.
What is yeah. Is this is this um is this all a play? Like sacrificing a pawn type of thing for Disney for something? Like a
Well, this
bigger
one but this one's not even Disney, it's Sony.
No, I mean I should say entertainment is in general, like or
Mm,
is the ESG like did that fuck up everything? Can we change that?
it's strange. It
Is it
it's really
Black it was
strange.
BlackRock, right? That created this ESG shit? And it's like
Um, yeah, I think so.
the guy who created BlackRock at least.
Yeah. It was a movement, yeah, to give
It's supposed to be for
to
environmental, and
to
it's not even you get more points if you're trans
well, the other one is DEI, diversity, equity, and
oh, yeah,
inclusion.
trans
That's
and
the one.
you have a lot of color and
Yeah, it's strange because
gaming industry, there's like this new game, and I'm like, why is there this black girl that has nothing to do with this lore, you know? They did that with God of War too. They added this black girl in here. I'm like, where the hell is this? Like, and it takes you out of what you're watching because you're thinking about today's issues.
Mhm.
But I try not to think about it, but
You can't help it
in
though.
your face, bro.
It's everywhere. Yeah, the fact that it's in all these different industries. I mean, prime example was Bud Light. We already talked about Bud Light, but all these companies are doing the same things.
Man, I don't know. Is it like for the money? Because if you don't have a good ESG, then you don't your stocks don't get as high or some shit. Like it affects your stock price or
I
something.
guess, yeah, yeah. Or your borrowing power, I think.
Is
Like
it
how much
borrowing?
I think so. But the messed up thing is if your business is failing, you're not making any money anyway. So
Mhm. Oh, but then there's that rumor that about Disney, right? I
what
don't know if
rumor?
that's if is it true or if it's about Elon or whatever.
What, he's gonna buy Disney?
Yeah.
What?
No, not buy. He's suing Disney
Oh,
with
why is he?
Gina. Or
Oh,
was this
yeah.
like a fake, like just trying to get the headlines out? Was that just a headline thing?
Well, I mean, the way they fired her was pretty. It felt. I don't know. It didn't feel warranted
Mm.
because it
Sorry, it's
was.
Apple that might buy Disney. They already
Oh,
have some kind of partnership, with the
yes.
whole fucking Steve Jobs with
Apple Disney
Pixar.
Plus.
You never fucking know, man. If they that's so monopoly.
Well, that's the funny thing. So we've been watching Upload more, and
Yeah.
all the companies are like monopolized, like Amazon, Facebook, and Nokia, whatever, Twitter. Like they're all these.
Microsoft took over
Yeah,
Activision. It's like fuck, man. It's real.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
even Cyberpunk, they're like fucking corpos. Like they're so big that they're fucking evil. Corpos.
evil corpos.
And Keanu Reeves is trying to fucking tear him down with this
Johnny
giant silver
Silverhand.
fuck corpos. Yeah, the
Uh,
corpos, man.
Meanwhile, he's working for the corpos.
Well, he's the
Thinking-
nicest guy in the corpo world, right? Did I show you that video? He's like the nicest guy in Hollywood. Some shit.
Maybe not, but I feel like I've
But
seen
yeah.
similar. Yeah, giving up
Oh,
his seat
yeah,
and
give it up.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh,
else.
someone hits his motorcycle and he's like, oh, cool, man. He's a modern day stoic right there. I'll tell you that.
That's the guy.
Yeah. Anything else about Disney or industry?
Oh, the Fantastic Four cast was just announced. I don't know if you saw
I
that.
saw. Can you pull up the image? They showed an image.
Oh, they
Like
have an image.
teaser image.
Oh,
It kind of looks like a comic strip, but it has Pascal's face and whoever I don't give a fuck about. He's old news now. I'm just kidding.
it's like a comic strip.
Oh, to me, it looked like a. I could be
Alright,
wrong.
I'll share, and then you can tell me which one.
Look up Fantastic Four.
MCU.
2024. Is it on 2024?
No, I think it's gonna come out next year, or is it this year?
Oh, it's that one.
Which one?
The Valentine's Day one.
Oh,
They made it into like a little comic strip with the Pascal and whoever. Man, they gotta get rid of these bad fake ones on the side. Yeah. So it's just past. I don't know who those other two people are.
oh. Okay, let me go back to the. Yeah, I'm actually aware of these other people. So Pascal, we obviously know.
Is she the one from
She was in Mission
James
Impossible.
Bond? Oh, of
She was
course.
in the last two Mission Impossibles.
Mission Impossible. Either one, James Bond or Mission Impossible.
She
Some
was
kind
like
of thriller.
she was like a broker, like a underground broker.
Break this.
And then this guy was he's on The Bear. You know that show The Bear?
Yeah.
He's
I
like
don't know anything about it, but I know
he's the
it's
cousin.
Okay.
And then this guy was in the last season of Stranger Things.
Didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
But he looks familiar.
He was like a rocker guy with
He
long
looks
hair.
like the brother of the crazy eye guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. The one that's eyes would always come out.
The skinny guy with the long hair.
The one who played Dwight in the British The Office.
Yeah.
Just that one picture. I have no idea.
So, I mean, this cast doesn't look very DEI. I mean, Pedro, I guess, but he's a legitimate actor, so I don't
He
know.
can pass as a white guy.
Yeah, because what is his background? Chilean.
Fuck you, the new Iron Man. I don't
What?
care.
What?
Who is trying to push this? Google? IGN?
IGN. Google. Why do we need a new Iron Man?
Don't.
We don't. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like a good cast of up and coming actors.
It's kind of funny. Like because I watched Narco, and I think I first saw him on that.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish Narco, but I remember like, oh, this guy's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard him in Mendal or whatever. It's like, oh, interesting. But then he kept doing roles and roles, and then he did like the Captain, the Wonder Woman, and I think that's when like, okay,
that was a bad movie. Yeah, that was a bad movie.
Maybe that tarnished the way I looked at you for that one.
Yeah, but then he did that movie with Nicolas Cage, and
I didn't watch it, so maybe I need to watch that.
That was pretty funny. That was a good one.
That was like that meme where he's like, that meme.
Yeah,
he's just staring at him.
That one like even brought Nicolas Cage back because Nicolas Cage is doing all those corny ass
like
movies.
Me.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah. No jiu-jitsu in there.
But this movie, I feel like redeemed him.
Red Dead redeemed. Nice, man. Good shit.
So I don't know. Maybe they'll turn the ship around.
Yeah. But you think this whole thing with Gina is true? Happening?
Well, I mean,
trying to get some money.
Yeah, I feel like it was. She was wrongfully terminated for sure. I feel like
or her political, right?
Yeah, that's just bullshit, man. Like,
Critical Drinker did a good video talking about it, and he had a point.
Your boy.
Go away now.
Yeah, like it was during the height of COVID, so I mean during that time they were doing all kinds of stuff that was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But now that time has passed, yeah, I could totally give it a shot. We'll see. Depends on the court you end up in, I guess.
And apparently from the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard kind of shit, it matters which courthouse you do. You want it super public, that's how they did.
The court of public opinion,
where you can settle it outside. She probably wants to settle, just get that Disney money that's bleeding dry, get them in more debt,
get her piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Disney.
What would Walt Disney himself think? Because they were pretty I wouldn't say that culture back then.
Yeah, it was a different time.
What the hell's going on here? I didn't sign for this shit.
Yeah, and it's a business.
My name is tarnished.
You're in the business of building and making money.
Yeah.
So if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
I wonder how Mr. Macy's thinking. Mr. Macy.
Mr. Macy?
Who owns Macy's?
I don't know.
Macy's friend?
Macyman.
I'm sure Colonel Fried.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Fried Chicken. First name Fried.
Last
Fried
name
Sanders.
Chicken.
Fried Sanders. Nice, man. So, anything you want to talk about? What's going on in the world?
Nothing I wrote down, but I guess I can go from memory. We haven't talked. Did you see that Tucker Carlson interview of Putin?
Mm-mm. What happened?
So he went over to
What
Russia.
did Putin do? What did he say? And wait, Tucker Carlson is the Fox guy?
He was the Fox
I
guy.
don't know all these names, so just
He was the Fox guy, but Fox fired him. So
okay.
now he's
Why did they fire
independent.
him? Did he say something?
I think it was they were saying it was he had said some racist things or something. I
Something
can't
like
even
drug up.
remember. I can't remember.
Someone's gonna look at podcast number 1. Oh, I gotta tell you a story about someone that commented
Somebody commented.
on a really old video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can tell me your story.
Okay.
We get sidetracked.
So Tucker Carlson went to Russia to interview Putin because I don't think anybody from our media has interviewed him.
Really?
And yeah,
So all of this is third party hearing from someone else what's going on in another country type of thing, since our people aren't there.
oh yeah. I mean, like I don't know how much you've heard about. Like they're saying that Putin is sickly. He has cancer.
Yeah, is that not true, right?
Based on that interview, because I watched it,
Does it
and
look like?
I mean, he looked normal to me.
They didn't even mention sickness or anything?
Mm-mm.
Not a topic.
But it was interesting because Tucker was, asking him like, "Why did you invade Ukraine?" And then
Is that what you said?
Putin was like giving a whole history lesson of the history
Oh.
of the region going back to like 600 like the year 600 or some shit, like way back
Lord
when.
Jesus?
No, like not before Jesus. And then like Tucker's like, so yeah, he went on this like whole history lesson for half an hour. So it was definitely formatted more like a podcast than a traditional interview because it was like a 2-hour interview.
Interesting.
But and he basically was saying like the whole point about NATO expansion and being pushed to invade Ukraine because of
What we did.
and that's what he was saying. But it was funny,
I
like
mean, we're at fault because we decided to move our piece just a little more and you attacked.
yeah, and that's what he said in the video. I mean, in the interview. So
Okay.
he didn't say anything that we didn't already have speculated by other
But
sources.
hearing it out of the horse's mouth.
Yeah, to hear it out of his mouth was like, oh well, I mean,
In a long form thing too. Did it seem
Mhm.
like it was cut up like they took out parts? Did you
Didn't
see it
seem.
or did you hear it?
I saw it. I watched it. I mean, there was cuts, right? They were cutting from him and cutting from like close up on him, close up on
So it could,
Carlson,
you
wide
never
shot.
know.
And it was translated, right? He was speaking in Russian and there was a translator talking over him. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? But
Yeah.
from what I saw, I don't know, it didn't seem out of the ordinary.
Does it sound like he's warning America or anything like that?
And then he brought up another point that they were already at the negotiating table, which is true. They were
Who,
already
with
at
NATO? Or
Ukraine and Russia.
oh,
They were
okay.
already at the negotiating table like back when this first kicked off, and they had agreements to to end this thing before it escalated anymore, and the Ukrainian representative was told by the representative from the UK to not.
Mm,
So I don't know. It's all things that we were already kind of aware of. So
mm.
he didn't say anything that we didn't know. But it was like you said, interesting to hear it from the source. Like, hey, this is what's the deal?
Yeah.
And it's true. We keep funding the war to continue, and
Even though we're not like, a part of it, right?
well, I mean, now there have been talks about putting troops on the ground. So it's just like,
Dude, isn't that the thing? It's like the whole thing with like the COVID, like, oh, it's just 2 weeks. Like, And then it's like a slow thing when people aren't paying attention, like, and we're starting to add things, and before you can even question it, it's already there.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the interesting part before he even interviewed Putin,
Yeah.
I keep saying Putin.
Putin.
Rasputin. Is that the traditional media was like attacking him.
So it was on like, is that like the government told him to do that? Like it was
To told the media?
yeah. Don't you feel like they're kind of like in their pocket?
Well, yeah, they definitely come off as propaganda, man. It's like straight up propaganda.
Yeah. This live media, what was it again? Legacy media?
Yeah, the legacy media.
It's just like their way of making it sound like we matter when you guys don't anymore. It's like legacy cable. Like, oh, this is legacy cable over here, you know? Like
Cable.
no one gives a shit about cable.
Dude, that's funny that you brought
Until
up
you're in a
cable.
hotel. And if you're in a hotel, oh fucking I don't have anything else.
Well, for the Super Bowl, like that's the only time, huh? That's the only time I do cable. But I went to turn on the Super Bowl and my fucking cable box wasn't working.
Because it was so long.
I guess. I don't know. So then I had to do a free trial on a streaming service to watch it. So I didn't even use the damn cable
Paramount?
box.
Or what? Which one does?
I did Fubo because I already used my free trial on Paramount Plus.
But it was advertising there, right? From what I saw.
Yeah, because it was on CBS, so that's Paramount.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, yeah, the legacy media. I don't know. Yeah, they were like saying like Carlson is like a Putin apologist and he should be tried for treason for going over there, and I don't know. It just seems so ridiculous.
Everything's clickbait these days.
That's what it feels like.
I think I was watching. Do you mind if I segue?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was watching. I started watching this guy James Smith. Do you watch him by any chance? He's part of like these people that are like the Chris Williams, the guy who has that Modern Wisdom podcast. Anywho, he has a video called "The Downfall of Modern Podcasts," and it was a pretty interesting video, and it shed some light about what's podcasts is like now and what happens when all these guests start running out and you have to bring on people that aren't experts and they're giving like their opinions but claiming they're experts and then they're using non-fact stuff on social media and TikTok to spread like misinformation by mistake. Maybe it's just two guys talking and saying, but you're bringing on someone who is like an expert in a field, but he's commenting on a field that doesn't pertain to them or things like that. And he had one on Eric Weinstein talking about what was it called? What women want or something. It's like, what do you know what women want? Something like that. Like, man, I have to show you it.
Okay.
And he also shedded some light for me. He shed some lights on discount codes.
Oh.
Like you know, and like, oh, use my discount code for blah 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 to support the thing. Apparently,
it's not really a discount.
No, like they get like huge kickbacks. Like, you know, Andrew Huberman, he always does that AG1 shit. AG1, blah blah blah. Apparently, not only if you use this code, he gets like $50 for whatever purchase that you did. Like he gets money from every like if you reorder and stuff, he gets kickback from every reorder you do. So imagine all these people and stuff, you know?
Makes sense, right? It's an influencer. Yeah. Because it's like they're basically salesmen for these products.
Definitely. But I found it interesting, like if you're a reoccurring person and you keep buying the product, like man, you can just
making money.
You just make money from everyone. All right.
Realized ever since the pandemic that absolutely everyone you've ever met has now got a podcast, and this not even
it's true.
But there is a big problem on the horizon that we're already starting to experience. Follow me. Now, you probably, like, what were you filming then? Is it too much to ask to keep the camera on me? Now, problem number one is if you're like me, I like listening to the Joe Rogan podcast. So when he went over to Spotify, we celebrated it. And we were happy to pay that Spotify membership. But then for some reason, although we're paying Spotify the money, he's still putting ads in the podcast. So I'm there in bed listening to an episode, about to fall asleep. And then, bam.
This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens.
Athletic Greens.
I mean, who's paying? We don't need to pay for Spotify to watch.
Either way.
Yeah.
And they don't even
They
put
already-
like Lex Friedman, so you can skip through them and pretend you listen to them. They put them, bam. Come on, over here, come on. For many of you, you've probably heard of a podcast called Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett. And congratulations, they just hit 5 million subscribers on YouTube, which is amazing. But there's a lot of controversy between the guests at the moment, and all the guests seem to contradict each other and say different things, but they're all renowned experts. But being an expert isn't merely enough, because if you think about it, if two companies are suing each other, both companies will have experts, and those both experts in the same field would disagree with each other. Just making someone an expert doesn't mean they're right, or you wouldn't have people on different sides. And there are several components to operating a podcast in 2024 that people aren't thinking about. Podcasts are
We're not thinking of it
businesses.
because we're just
Not
doing it for
just a
fun.
means of getting you free information, although it may feel that way. Places like YouTube will pay you AdSense, but when you start looking at these podcasts as businesses, this is only a fraction, maybe 10 to 20% of what that business is earning is being paid for by Google. One of the main places you will earn money in a podcast is sponsors. And the sponsor will pay depending on the amount of downloads or the amount of views, because you are putting eyes and ears in front of their brand.
Makes
Podcasts
sense.
use discount codes, but they're not discount codes, they're commission codes. When you look at Huberman promoting Athletic Greens, if you use this code for the discount, it actually allows Athletic Greens to understand where they're giving their commission to. And if we use Athletic Greens as an example, you're not only looking at $50 commission per sale, but every sale they're on in. So no doubt, a sponsor will not just pay the
Ka-ching.
person to be
Ka-ching.
mentioned, they will then pay the person every time there's commission on their
Gotta
product
keep
and
those
sales that
eyes.
they're
I
in.
mean,
So when the
yeah,
likes of
that makes
Huberman
sense.
are saying Athletic Greens is really good and it makes them feel so much better, they're not just looking at commission, they're looking at recurring commission. Now, what makes things interesting? So if we look at a company like Huel, Stephen Bartlett is a non-executive director of Huel, which I assume means he has shares in the business. So although I'm sure that Huel paid Diary of a CEO money, every time Stephen Bartlett mentions Huel, he's also inflating the portfolio of a business that he's got shares in. And before I say, that's terrible, I do that every time I tell you about New Tonic, the world's first productivity drinks. Oh, my shares in the business just went up. So far, nothing really is wrong with this picture. The problem starts becoming apparent when you start looking at guests. In the beginning, you want fantastic guests who can arrive and change people's lives. And
Like
give
Shane.
people so much
Thank you,
information
Shane.
and get massive amounts of views and grow your channel to 5 million subscribers. But you will exhaust the amount of great guests very soon. And you can get those guests back on, or what we're starting to see is you bring on guests not who are known for being factually correct or objective, but that you know will cause controversy, cause a rift between the followers, cause massive amounts of engagement, cause people to be so outraged that they go and watch the podcast just to see what's factually incorrect in it, and of course, get huge amounts of views. You'll even notice that the thumbnail for the episode is changed every hour on the hour, 12 hours after the podcast is released, to see which thumbnail causes people to click on the most. There is a science to this, and they're choosing titles that are provocative,
Who's doing that?
intriguing, but we're now at the
Some
point where
YouTube
people are
guy.
just looking to piss
Oh.
people off. And if that means you're using misinformation,
I'm not
if
doing
it
that.
brings you views, and it brings you listens, and it brings you
Sign
attention,
me.
that's not only going to
Not
bring you more
up.
money from sponsors, it's also going to give you more prospects to sell the business in which
Well, I'm
you're
glad we're
promoting.
not guest
And all you need to
dependent.
do is check the
know.
comment section of these guests when they're announced. There was even a post by the vegan doctor that I was meant to show you guys here, but I think it's been deleted because the comments were so bad on it. But although you can cause a lot of controversy from the amount of people that are coming to your page, if it boosts your revenue, you will continue to do that habit or endeavor. It's a positive feedback loop. So the biggest issue you see in models like Diary of a CEO is that it's very apparent this is becoming more of a business operation than it is trying to get good quality information to the forefront of the listeners. Let's have a look at some of the comments.
I love cheese.
I'm honestly starting to get tired of all these health food experts. If I followed every advice of the guests on the show, I'd have to change my diet every week. How do you elaborate all of these contradictory statements from all of your different guests? I watch all the episodes and I find it really hard. And so many of the things that people are saying on podcasts are just not true. And a great example of this would be the misinformation that Ben Carpenter put out this week. I'll tell you what, Ben, I'm even going to show people you're real because I think it's really important.
100 normal individuals, 25 in 4 different groups. One group, 1 liter of sugared soda per day for 6 months. One group, 1 liter of diet soda per day for 6 months. One group, 1 liter of milk per day for 6 months. Final group, 1 liter of water per day for 6 months. The 1 liter of soda per day in 6 months gained 10 kilos.
The sugary soda.
The sugary soda.
10 kilos.
The 1 liter of water per day lost 2 kilos. 1 liter of milk per day, no change.
Presumably that was full fat milk. We're talking
full
about
fat
Europe.
milk. Full fat milk.
Yeah, they like their
Yeah.
full fat milk.
No change. And finally, the key, the kicker to the whole thing, diet soda. The 1 liter of diet soda. What would you predict their weight would do?
More weight loss than in the water group based on my understanding of the literature.
They gained 2 kilos.
Podcasts talking about science? Love it. Podcasts including references in their show notes? Especially love it. Podcasts that totally misrepresent what the study actually said? Don't love it quite so much. Here is what that study actually showed. Firstly, it was 60 people, not 100. Secondly, it wasn't full fat milk. Thirdly, most importantly, those incredible sounding numbers, they are absolute bullshit. He claimed soda resulted in 10 kilos of weight gain, 2 kilos from diet soda, no change from milk, 2 kilos weight loss from water. Guess what the study actually showed? No significant body weight change in any group. There was a tiny
Tarnishes
weight and
Andrew's
fat gain in
name.
the soda group, but it
Having
was
this
not
guy.
10 kilograms. It was a measly 1.25 kilograms. Drinking the sugary soda did increase ectopic fat levels, and other studies show they can promote weight and fat gain, even if that wasn't seen in this study. Anyone who even bothers to skim read the abstract will know that what he is saying isn't even close to factually correct. My point is, please be careful which podcasts you trust, even if you happen to like the people behind
I like Andrew,
And
but
the biggest issue is going to be this: supply and demand are not in a position to serve each other. Because think of it, you've got Joe Rogan, you've got Lex Friedman, you've got Chris Williamson, you've got Stephen Bartlett, you've got all these well-established businesses that are all fighting over a supply of good speakers. And once they've been interviewed on one podcast, their stocks are diluted because people go, well, I listened to Matthew Walker and Joe Rogan, so I'm not going to listen to him and Chris Williamson. So you have all these people fighting for this really small amount of supply of actually good people to have on. And when you can't access those people, you need to start going to the bottom of the bucket and finding people that are divisive,
come here,
Hey.
bottom.
or that are just going
Come
to
here,
say
bottom
things
barrel.
against the status quo, like we just saw in Ben Carpenter's Real. People are going to cherry pick studies, or worse yet, make up their own outcome of the studies, because people at the moment are making a snapshot from these reels that are put out and taking that as evidence. Even this guy in my DMs, you might have to throw in the towel soon. I was like, mate, you've watched one reel. I said it's already been debunked, you nonce, which in English means paedophile. Just keeping you on your toes. Dickhead. Then sends me Jason Fung, one of the most notorious charlatans and misinformation. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is something called the confirmation bias. And the confirmation bias is where you go out and seek information that already fits your narrative and you ignore everything else that doesn't. The current state of the world is that people will see something that someone says in 90 seconds. They won't reference studies. They won't reference any literature. They'll just say it with enough
Oh,
conviction.
Miguel, did you see this?
They will then take that information and try and convert people around them. This is causing mass
my bad.
confusion. And the big issue with all of this is when so much information is contradicting, people won't listen to any of it. It's a real shame because podcasts for so many years was such an amazing way for you to bolster your knowledge. But now you're just being drip-fed bullshit so that other companies can profit off of getting more downloads, views, and listens. It's a sad reality of the world, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. Thanks for watching.
Fucking corpos, even in podcasts, dude. I noticed myself like naturally drawing away from listening to Joe is, like I just naturally, we talked about it, like our taste change too, but can't help to, notice the business side. Not that it affects, I choose what I want to listen to him, right?
Yeah.
I don't go and listen to bad people, but for the Andrew one though, it's like, I looked at him as like, you're the science guy. I trust your feet. When you tell me about my morning habits and stuff, but can't help if you bring on a guest and he says something.
It's a bullshit artist.
And what is Andrew supposed to like have the notes in front of him? Like, oh yes, like I know that. I know all those numbers that you're sprouting.
Yeah, he just believes the guy.
Yeah, because he's the guy you brought on, the expert. Why wouldn't you believe me?
Yeah.
But
Did you see Dana White walking off Howie Mandel's podcast?
No, show me that. What's going on?
I don't know. It was so weird. Like,
Did Howie say something bad?
no, he was like praising him.
Dude, thank you so much. Oh, you're the best. Oh, okay, I'm
Let's
out.
see if I can find it.
I was watching I guess that this guy H2H or whatever, he was like that podcast guy, and he gets ripped by Bill Burr on his podcast. Like, and Bill Burr was so mean to him that he had to like take like antidepressants and stuff. And he felt so self-conscious to talk to people after having Bill Burr on his podcast because he was such a big fan. I gotta show you that video now.
Okay.
What are you showing me again?
Dana White
Dana White.
walking off Howie Mandel's podcast.
Well, Howie's getting some fucking ad from it. He doesn't give a shit.
Hi, Dana. Thanks.
Corpo.
You are an amazing guy. I can't thank you enough for being here. You and
He just got there.
You are not only an amazing businessman, you are an inspiration. You are a philosopher. The way you do business, the way you
he's breathing hard.
Your business and your friendships.
What's going on?
Media is I'm jealous. But Dana, I can't thank you enough for being here.
Thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
What the fuck? I don't know who that guy is. What the fuck? The cameraman knew. Dude, Howie's got a team though.
Yeah, right.
Dude,
so I'm.
Why?
Okay, this might be the full podcast.
Oh,
that was just
welcome to Howie Mandel Does Stuff. I'm Howie Mandel.
I'm Jacqueline Schultz, his daughter.
Today's a twofer, Jackie. Today we knew that Ginger Billy was coming in, but we didn't know because I requested if you watched the live last week. I told you I was wishing, and sometimes when you wish upon a star,
just a guest. Like,
up.
What the fuck just happened?
Dana White, you are an amazing.
Whoa!
I can't thank you enough.
That's
for
how
being
fast.
Here. You and Ginger seem to be getting along. You are not only an.
I don't think they are getting along.
You are an inspiration. You are.
Do you think the Ginger guy was trying to ask for hookups or some shit?
I don't know.
Conduct
Maybe
your business and your friendships and media is. I'm jealous, but Dana, I can't thank you enough.
I'm jealous. Is it because he said I'm jealous?
Thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I am so fucking tired.
Why did he agree to come?
I'm literally done with him. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
Why did he? What did he do?
I don't know.
To offend him. That look is so good. Even his look, he looks like a little boy with big ass muscles.
Yeah.
We have an illustrious.
He just disappeared.
The middle of the.
I gotta get out of here.
South Carolina.
Yes, sir. East Coast.
East Coast.
Yes, sir. East Coast. Yes, sir.
I could tell by the accent. And when you say East Coast, New York City,
right.
from New York City.
Yeah. They'll believe that.
Yeah. Ginger Billy.
We're not even gonna
Ginger
talk
Billy,
about what
who
happened.
how many? You've got a lot of followers. On
We're
YouTube.
gonna talk about what happened.
Yes, sir. That's one of my. I ain't trying to brag.
You're gonna
That's one of the
pretend you
smallest
never
platforms.
even.
I have your stats here.
Oh,
It's impressive.
I would
oh,
say
wow.
something.
Read the stats out
Okay.
loud.
I don't
Well, that
have
was
it
weird,
pulled up.
right?
But
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
Yeah, they didn't say anything.
Just right at 6.5, almost 6.6 million on Facebook.
Mhm.
On
Oh,
Facebook.
Miguel,
yes,
I
sir.
would totally
Right,
say
that's what I
something.
have.
Mhm.
You're correct.
Dude,
I'm a
Go ahead.
fuck
Facebook
just
OG.
happened?
That's where I started.
Yeah.
TikTok.
What just happened? Our guest just walked out, Miguel. Did we do
Like-
something wrong?
Good thing we have a backup guest.
Hey, Ginger, Billy, thanks for being here.
Right?
Maybe
They didn't say.
Maybe
They
the
didn't say
comedian guy
anything.
did something. Maybe. I don't know.
Right? They didn't say anything. Or maybe there was a cut.
There's
Was
no
there?
cut, dude.
Literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
Yeah, it was like a minute in.
That look. I gotta use that look for the fucking thumbnail.
We have.
That's what I said. It looked like he just disappeared because he was so hurt.
South Carolina?
Yes, sir. East Coast.
Yes, sir. East Coast.
What the fuck?
Dude. Okay, I guess this podcast is about people doing podcasts that
It's
are
a
cringe.
podcast. It's a podcast.
All right. How Bill Burr fucked up this one guy's psyche.
Well,
What's going
yeah,
on?
I mean, he fucked up Theo Von too. Like,
Yeah,
Bill-
and they
Bill
actually they talk about that together on a podcast. This guy,
Burr.
like, hey, how Bill Burr fucked this up.
Episode of the H3 podcast. Host Ethan Klein chose to interview his favorite comedian,
I
Bill
feel like
Burr.
I've
And I was such
seen
a
You've seen
fan
this
of
guy.
Burr,
I don't know
obviously.
him, but
Yeah,
I've seen him.
He's a
Mhm.
legend.
But after 54 minutes of talking, Ethan's life had been altered permanently.
That's when I started taking antidepressants after that episode.
It's a pretty
Really,
cringe
yeah.
Now,
episode.
you'll need to
dude.
remember a specific date, the 12th of September 2018. It was not only the day when the episode was first posted, but it was also a day when viewers were already annoyed at Ethan for something he'd done prior.
I
You
miss
see,
the
just
old
5
Ethan.
days beforehand on the 7th of September, Ethan used his H3H3 Productions main channel to advertise a game they'd been building, which was especially annoying since they hadn't uploaded anything else over the previous 3 months. We waited 3 months for a 2.5-minute ad.
Uh-oh.
I can't
Already
skip
pissed
the
your
ad
fans.
for some reason. So disappointing that we wait for 3 months and this is a standalone video. This is something that
Jeez.
belongs tagged at the end of a good old H3H3 vid, with the backlash prompting Ethan to respond to
You were
via
once the
Twitter.
hero,
This
now the
therefore
villain.
established that in the same week as interviewing Bill Burr, Ethan
Dark
was
Knight.
not only increasingly prone to criticism, but his confidence had also been crushed,
There was a lot going on in my head.
which was certainly awful timing, as Ethan was set to face his toughest guest so far. Bill Burr had been running his own Monday morning podcast since May of 2007, meaning he had
Bill
11
Burr,
years of
man.
podcasting
11
experience
years.
compared to Ethan's
That's how
year and
long
a half.
podcasts?
Ethan
Holy
skipped
shit.
all the side quests
Or
and
since
went
then,
straight
I
for
mean.
the boss. Ethan was therefore extremely nervous from the moment the episode started.
I am so neurotic. I am nervous. I'm nervous right now. Okay. Very nervous.
Okay.
But how do you, was it
It's
ever
not gonna
bad?
help you.
Trust me, I'm on edge.
Only made worse given Ethan and his wife were both massive fans of Bill Burr's show.
Like we were listening to his podcast every day during that time.
Ethan therefore also began the episode with a compliment, although there was a reason this made Bill somewhat uncomfortable. In a Hollywood Reporter interview, it was stated,
Don't
even
compliment
a
him.
compliment can potentially rub Burr the wrong way. As Bill
Mm.
explained, if someone was
Maybe
really
that's
nice,
what
I
happened
would
with
just
Dana
be like,
White.
get away from me. If
Don't
someone was an
compliment.
asshole, it's like, oh, that seems familiar. For whatever reason, I don't like
That's
being
Bill- that's
complimented,
Dana.
which killed the episode from the second the podcast started.
Maybe that's
Ethan
what happened.
went into this interview too much as a fan, as a listener of Bill's podcast, and Bill came into this podcast with an attitude of, I don't know who you are, I don't give a shit.
As mentioned,
Right?
it
He's
quickly
just
became
another
obvious
dude.
that Bill didn't want to be there, which, as highlighted by Red Bar, is the perfect mixture for a terrible show.
Bill Burr seems to be in a nasty little mood, and that could ruin the whole interview. Look how miserable he is.
Whether or not Bill was in a bad mood will be up for debate later.
He is a
although as
dick.
the interview continued,
is.
something became
I don't want to be his
obvious.
friend. I
Bill
like
Burr
living
wasn't
with
going
him.
to blindly agree with everything Ethan said, and would always give his honest opinion, even if it hindered the course of the episode.
He's not being a good interviewee. You can be gracious and maybe the question's not perfect, but you can, accommodate it with like a good answer and bring it back to a good place. He doesn't like to do that at all.
Ethan got his first taste of this when suggesting the following point.
Bullying's almost important in a way, isn't it? Like, you gotta allow kids to give each other shit.
I don't think as a parent you ever allow it.
Sure.
Although it became more obvious 10 minutes later when the two started talking about the dog whisperer.
Does he even know anything? I also wonder, does he just pretend like he knows?
Well, I think the guy knows what he's doing.
Okay.
All right. He got a TV show. You're a really cynical guy, man.
I thought you were down. I
That
thought
is
you were
a
going to be
lot.
down.
That is a lot for me to say that.
I
Like
thought
you're
you were
like
going
out
to be down, but
cynical and
apparently
mean.
I'm cynical even to Bill Burr.
Given the podcast was being streamed in real
He's, like,
time, viewers
fixing
gave
his
their
hat
live
every
reactions in
time.
a Reddit thread reading, "Am I the only one who's finding this podcast super awkward? What is wrong with Ethan? He's not laughing at any of Bill's jokes, and it's like he's lost all conversational skills," prompting a top comment reading, "Yeah, there's no chemistry between Bill and Ethan." However, things only got worse from here, as after 54 minutes of talking, the following exchange occurred.
It seems like you're in love with your daughter, hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ, well, you're pretty perceptive. It seems like you care about
Well,
your own child.
Listen,
You
more
really
than
love
that,
your daughter,
okay?
don't
Because
you?
again, you're this character.
Oh, really?
You gush. You gush over your daughter. Not everyone gushes. Did your dad gush over you?
My dad actually at work did, and he also had a zillion kids. So I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how
really?
many because you're afraid that it will
Yeah, by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, there's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Well,
off the air, I'll tell you.
All right.
So
Jeez.
awkward.
I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well,
there's
you can
actually,
mention it now.
absolutely crazy people out there.
Cringe.
Alright.
So cringe.
I don't know why that got so flat.
With Bill being direct and private, and Ethan being curious and open, the conversation failed to flow for a pretty obvious reason.
You could not have picked two totally different people to get together and have an interview.
This could be observed when Ethan doubled down on the compliments.
The greatest Bill Burr.
Oh,
I do mean that, by the way. I know it makes you uncomfortable.
It
but-
does.
Although there was one final question that put the podcast in a casket. 12 years beforehand in 2006, Bill Burr had performed a stand-up set in Philadelphia where he basically roasted the audience to their face, and in response he was booed by everyone. The set has since been considered legendary given Bill would even go there. However, when Ethan brought it up on their episode, Bill Burr wasn't looking to talk about it.
It was when you were getting booed by thousands
God,
of people
I was
in
hoping
Philly.
you were. I was like, when you said my favorite
don't-
YouTube video, I was like, oh God, not the Philly thing again. Now I hate you.
Oh no.
I love. What can I do? I
Absolutely.
love that.
I'm joking. I'm fucking. Go ahead, let's do it.
But do
So
you?
what was
But,
up, bring a hat?
no, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna ask you.
Were bullet. You got booed before?
You've talked about this a lot. I didn't
Yes.
realize.
No, but go ahead. Let's
now,
do it.
Well,
Let's
now
do it.
I
What the
frankly,
I like
I
making you.
I
I like
like to
making you.
skip it.
I like making you uncomfortable.
Well,
You
what
do
am I
this
supposed
thing.
to? Well, what am I?
doing this.
Yeah, right.
You know, you can,
And now, what do you want me to be? Well, what was going through your head, Bill, when you're getting booed by all those people?
I don't know.
Yet the two completed the episode by
So
insisting that things had
cringe.
gone well.
I almost made it through without making an ass of myself. I got so close.
What are you talking about? I had a great time.
I did too. I really did.
I hope you did. I'm worried about you.
I
You-
did.
Thank God you got.
I'm playing it up. I'm playing.
I'm
it up.
worried
The audience
about
reaction,
you.
however, couldn't have been more negative. Long-time H3
Worried
fan,
about
but
you.
I'm really struggling.
Fucking asshole.
We all knew that Ethan wasn't a great
Yo, I'm worried about you, dude.
interviewer, but today it's just horrible.
Oh,
This
that's a
really
good way to
contrasts
insult
Ethan's whack
someone.
performance, which
I'm
is
worried about
furthered by a
you.
meme reading Who Would Win. Stand-up comedian, actor, voice artist, writer, musician, producer and social critic, industry veteran at 25 plus years, or a comedian who dresses up in costumes and says the memes. In a different post, u/SkyKid200 highlighted, "You know you messed up when you make Bill Burr cringe." And in the one and only post questioning, "Am I the only one around here who didn't think the interview with Bill Burr was bad?" the top comment simply stated yes. On the video itself, KG stated, "This just made me like Bill more than I already did," although there were others who thought Bill was the one who messed up the interview.
What I would say to Bill Burr is get a grip. There's going to be 1 million people watching this. If you don't want to do it, don't come. Don't be a crank. There's no room for cranks in these interviews.
The unpopular opinion was that Bill Burr was the douche, as he was purposely trying to be superior to
Well, the
Ethan
fact
the
that
entire
it
time.
also happened
The
with Theo
sibling shit,
Von.
That was a dumbass
He's the
over-
common denominator.
Yeah, Theo and him actually go on a podcast and talk about how mean he was.
reaction
Bill
to
is
Bill.
mean to
I know
us.
how many siblings Bill Burr has. Let's use this info to find him somehow. Bill came off as that baby boomer kind of guy who doesn't quite get what you are saying, and to compensate tries to make you feel uncomfortable. This was also argued by another user who wrote, "I'm curious, if I know the amount of siblings of a person, what would that kind of information ever benefit me, even if I was someone who would have vicious thoughts in their head? Ridiculously overreacted, although as was highlighted in the comments, Bill certainly has the right to his own privacy. Who was at fault wasn't important anyway. All that mattered was the interview went so poorly, Ethan cancelled all of his following podcast guests.
I was cancelling episodes after that.
And instead hosted 7 weeks worth of episodes with just him and his wife, one of which addressing how the show had become hated.
It feels like nobody likes this podcast and everybody wants it to go away, but somebody likes it. I mean, people watch it.
Is that how you feel, Miguel?
That's sad.
I don't think no one likes us
This
anymore,
was addressed
Miguel.
in detail.
I don't
only
think
2
anybody ever
videos
liked
later,
us.
in which Ethan didn't reference the Bill Burr episode, but explained that something had derailed his life.
About 2-3 months ago is when I kind of hit rock bottom, and I was just so miserable that I was so tired. I didn't no longer want it to be myself.
As a result of this unspecified event, Ethan had begun using antidepressants.
So I had this bottle of antidepressants in my bedside, and I said, after dealing with this and hitting rock bottom, I started taking it.
Which was the only alternative to ditching the podcast completely.
I have thought about quitting the podcast, honestly.
A lot.
Yeah. Because it's been such a pain. It's been so painful at times.
Ethan instead doubled down on the broadcasting by discussing his Bill Burr experience with the most unlikely of people, Theo Von. You see, Theo had his own disaster podcast with Bill, where Bill also acted harshly towards Theo for asking fairly innocent questions.
Do you keep a weapon on yours or no?
On what?
In your, I don't know if you have a helicopter, if you rent a helicopter.
Do I really have to answer that? He knows goddamn well I don't have a weapon. Why are you doing this?
You don't? You don't have a gun? I don't think that's obtuse, really, to think you might have a weapon in there with you. Think about it.
Yeah, think about it. You think about it. Yeah, no.
Okay. Fine.
Theo and Ethan therefore
like he makes you feel like you're a dumbass.
I know, he's a fucking ass,
was
dude.
because of the Bill Burr episode.
Big ass bully.
After that episode, I'm not even being kidding. I mean, I was having a depressive episode for a long time.
Right.
And I had these antidepressants next to my bed. And after that
Why were
episode
they by your
over, I
bed?
came home.
I never have any
and
by my bed.
That's when I started taking antidepressants, and I went to therapy. Wow. It was soul crushing.
Ethan then explained why the interview was so tough for him.
When he sees an opening, he attacks.
Yeah.
He is unlike anyone else I've ever interviewed because he's not willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. He will expose any chinks in your armor.
And that the hardest part to deal with was how the audience reacted.
It didn't feel that bad, but it was the reaction, the audience reaction to it afterward.
However, for those revisiting the original podcast, Ethan admitting to therapy opened a brand new point of criticism. H3 just said bullying is important. That's rich considering he needed therapy and antidepressants after a simple conversation.
Fair.
with Bill Burr. It's ironic that Ethan said sometimes kids need to be bullied when he later cried about how hard the Bill Burr interview
I guess that's why Rogan
the
says
fact that he
don't
went
read
into
the
therapy
comments.
after this interview is crazy, lol. Although Ethan
you
was
know what?
preparing for a shot at
It's hurting
redemption.
him.
Exactly 1 year after the first Bill Burr interview, Ethan made a post on Instagram reading, "It was an honor to be fat shamed today by the great Bill Burr," confirming the two had done another interview. Surprisingly, it was Bill Burr who suggested the redo.
And then Bill Burr reached out to us to come back on a second time. He reached out to us. And the second one, everyone thought went great. They said it was the redemption episode.
Ethan therefore reframed the first interview as a positive learning experience.
From that episode, though, I've had a lot of growth. I don't take it back. The Bill Burr thing.
You don't take the Bill Burr thing back.
No.
Especially given how it changed his day-to-day life.
Taking antidepressants, going to therapy was like the best choice I ever made for me and my family and professionally too. I mean, it's made everything better.
Yep. But just interesting, Bill Burr can drive someone to take pills because he was so mean to him. I'm worried about you. Oh, fuck. Down these fucking pills. He's right. I am.
Bill, you douche. You're such an ass.
What did you think? Like, you know.
Well, I feel
wouldn't
like I
talk
remember these podcasts, and I remember like the Theo Von one. And at the time, maybe I was a bigger Bill Burr fan, and maybe I had rose-colored glasses. I'm like, oh, it's just Bill being Bill.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I'm like, No, he's just. I mean, that is Bill being Bill, and Bill's a fucking asshole.
It's like you like these characters from a distance, but I wouldn't want you in my life. Like I like the character Dwight, but if there was a Dwight guy that lived near me, I'd be like, this guy's so fucking
So annoying.
irritating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this guy had another one too, but it was Ari Shafir, and like, you know, I thought he was cool, but apparently he likes to like slip drugs into people's drinks and shit.
Oh yeah, he did that to
Burt.
Tom. Oh, was
he
it
did
Burt?
he did it to two different people. Yeah, it was Burt. And then
Yeah, they almost ended their friendship because Bert's wife was pretty pissed about it.
yeah. But he doesn't yeah, and he also like got a lot of backlash for making a joke about Kobe like really, really too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And but he never apologized. Like he's like, I'm a comedian, man. I'm not gonna apologize for my joke.
Yeah, but also it doesn't surprise me coming from him because he comes off as like that kind of skeevy guy.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't want that guy anyone near me. I don't want to get watch your drinks, watch your kids. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. I don't need that shit in my
He'll
life.
dose you.
Doses and samosas. Yeah. Dang, man. Well, why don't we take a little bathroom break and then we'll interview more stuff. Oh, you have to head out soon?
No, that sounds good.
You're like laughing. I was like, I stopped my sentence for a second because I was like, why is he laughing at me?
Why is he laughing at me?
Is it because I said we'll intervene?
Yeah.
Fancy. All right, I'm out.
Fancy man.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, did you drop some coffee?
God damn it. Damn it!
That was a big smell.
Oh.
Sorry, dude. Can you hear me? Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Damn it. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, dude.
God damn it.
You're like looking at me. Well, you never got caught neither.
Trying to enjoy my coffee. God damn it.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
All right. You have any things you want to share? I just have like short videos and then you call it, I guess.
What do I got? I didn't really write too much down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about Gina White.
Besides the AI thing, anything crazy happening in the world?
Nothing that comes to mind.
All right. Well, I have some videos I can share. Actually, I have that story about like there's someone that commented on an old video.
Oh, yeah, what's the deal with that? We're talking about comments.
So the video is on Toys and Joys. Why don't we just react to our old video?
All right.
It might be cringe. I have a long ass beard. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Just fair warning, anyone watching, this was a long time ago. Age of COVID. I don't even know what the fuck we're saying, dude.
So this is years ago. How many years ago is this? It's weird to think about that we've been doing it that long.
Fucking 3 years ago. Holy moly.
Episode 5. What are we on? 150 something?
152, yeah. Yeah, I want to talk about Toys and Joys. I don't know if we talked about last time. Where I got my first Game Boy. And then
yeah, the sunglasses because of the shining.
Yeah,
my sisters had
your old place, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when Color came out, that's when like
Man.
Pokemon Red and Blue came out. Dang, that
What?
ruined my life. No, just cringe hearing myself.
Getting all Pokemon cards and playing the game.
I sound nasalier than I thought.
I think we all sound nasalier than we think.
I got into it until Pokemon Yellow came out.
Oh, you weren't into the Pokemon.
Well,
At least the trading cards, at least, right?
Yeah, I was into the cards. Yeah.
The cards.
The
The shinies. What a goober.
I would buy like 10 of them. Just like.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get a haircut the whole year.
Yeah. Charlie.
I won.
Dude, you know, I was hoping to get the Charizard. That's all you wanted.
Oh, so funny. I put the picture before.
Nice,
Holy
man.
shit.
Nice touch.
The starter pack?
No.
I was like,
It was
that was
super
a,
rare.
it was
You don't
Machamp or whatever that was in the starter pack,
That's
right?
why it's the most expensive card.
You're
probably
gonna
Machamp.
say
Machamp. Why would Charizard come in the starter pack, you dummy?
And it wouldn't be. It wouldn't.
Idiot.
If it was in the starter, why would it be so worth so much?
That's how long I didn't think about Pokemon cards, I guess.
This is before the Jake Paul hype. Buying all that shit, dude.
Yeah, Pokemon experts would be like, "What the hell, man?
You idiot."
But I would go through countless packs and I would not find a Charizard. But then I went with my friend. Do you remember
Did we
Pinkerton,
talk about
who was
Toys
the
and
next door
Joys?
neighbor?
Yeah.
The guy commented about
Yeah.
something we said about Toys and Joys.
Yeah.
It's mostly about
I'll get
Pokemon.
into that later, but
It's like, all right, I don't need my sunglasses anymore.
took me to his mom's workplace. Like, I guess we went on a field trip.
I don't need to hear it all. Hold on.
And I got it at class.
I can't even remember how I got my Charizard.
Did you ever try playing a game?
No, I didn't.
Why?
I think. I don't know. I guess he just then like I don't know if his parents told him to invite me, but then I joined the party just because I noticed that they're having a party.
He's talking about Toys and Joys. At what point did we talk about Toys and Joys?
In the beginning, I think.
That's where I got my first Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then
Game Boy Color.
Then
regular one.
The old one.
Blue came out. Pokemon.
Yellow came out.
Then we
Yeah,
just talked
dude.
about Pokemon. It was mostly about Pokemon.
What does this guy say? Oh.
What did he say?
Oh, I think it was probably because I talked about sadly it closed down when GameStop opened next door and they ran them out of town. That was our assumption. And then this person said, that's actually not fully accurate about Toys and Joys. Alex grew out of it and closed the store to help out manage his brother's restaurant in Chinatown, The Pig and the Lady. But yeah, sure, it was a bummer when they closed down.
Okay.
I really thought it was something we said in here, but it's literally because I wrote sadly.
The description.
Actually, that's not. I can already
Actually.
think he's like a brainiac nerd boy with
That's actually
glasses.
not accurate. Who are you?
7777. Shall we find out?
What did you say? What did you say back?
Oh, you just hear the comment, huh? Let's
Troll.
see. To me, it sounded like that person knew who that person was.
Yeah,
And
right.
I was actually like trying to get feelers that
Mhm.
wouldn't it be cool if we talked to the owner of Toys and Joys and like learned about like what was the shop like back then? Because my perspective was just a little kid, but I'd like
Mhm.
to know, what was it like importing Japanese toys and stuff? Yeah. Basically, what I was saying.
Huh.
But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't even know who Alex is. Oh, you know Alex. He growled.
Fucking liar.
But that was what's crazy though? Like I was talking about Toys and Joys with Janice, like literally that day. I was like, man, you know what? Like no one talks about Toys and Joys. Like if if we never talk about it and no one ever wrote about it, it'd just be lost in like history.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like
Keep
I
it
was like,
alive.
I was trying to keep it alive, like just like, man, I should like write about it or something. Even just for me. Like if I pass, like there's a store that I grew up or something. But then just so happens me thinking about it in the universe, I looked at our YouTube what's that called? That YouTube studio thing to find out the analytics and whatnot. And it was like a new comment and it was about fucking Toys and Joys.
That's crazy.
I'm not making this shit up.
I believe you.
Synchronicity. So like when I got that spooky thing where I just thought about it, and why is this person on this random YouTube video that we made 3 years ago commenting a day before? And then I was like, maybe I have this inclination to ask this guy, hey, do you know this person? Because I'd like to do a podcast interview. Is there anyone that has a podcast interview of Toys and Joys?
Probably not.
Right? I think there's some people in Hawaii that would love to hear stories about Toys and Joys, I think.
It's so niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the feelers out. You never know.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
If it doesn't come to anything, then that synchrony was a bullshit.
Fucking dud. Sometimes you get duds in your life.
Yeah. Or life pretends like it's leading you. And it's just like, it's a fake door. Oh, you bitch.
Psych.
Yeah. But weird. Just weird.
Yeah, that is
Thinking
weird.
of it, just so happens a day before someone's talking about the thing that I haven't thought about for a long time. Like, I don't think about Toys and Joys every day. It's an old store from Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's so fucking crazy, man. And then there's some people that even forget that they were even there, like Eminem, who forgot he was in a music video. And I'm gonna show you that video.
What?
He forgot he was in a Dr. Dre music video. And
What?
Snoop Dogg and Eminem reminisce on old times.
Shot a video together before. Nope. We was in a movie together, and the video was a Dre video. I was representing for the gangsters. Wasn't you on the beach running on that video? Was I in that video? Yeah, running on the beach. That was like your debut album. I was?
I was?
No clothes on. You was running on the beach with damn near no clothes on.
Yo, you gotta still show me that shit.
Yo, you
I don't remember.
you was like crazy back then. Like real crazy. You don't remember that? Cause you was running on the beach cause in the video.
What video?
Signed Eminem. He's triple platinum doing 50. Oh yeah, okay. Now I remember.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Quit playing with me, man. Come on, man. Quit playing. I like the editing. It's like you show the reference and it's like, oh
yeah. Flashback in your mind.
Yeah. Some good shit. And before I show you the last one, do you have the store KHOLS in your Hawaii area? KHOLS.
Possibly, we might. Possibly.
But you've heard that story.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. Because every time I go buy a KHOLS or I say the word KHOLS, I say it the way Dave Chappelle would say it. KHOLS! And I just wanted you to, if you ever hear Cole, KHOL, maybe you'll think of this as well.
Okay.
I am going to bring back coal. Coal!
So
Not even exaggerating.
that's all I wanted to show you. Coal! So
my mother.
Every time I pass by a KHOLS, I go, Cole! And it's just because of Dave Chappelle.
So random.
I am going to bring back coal. Coal!
Cole.
I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah. So.
Cole.
Yeah.
Have you seen Shane Gillis's Trump impression?
Yeah, I've seen. You want to show me it? I think it's what was that kind of gay thing you were telling me about?
Kind of gay.
Kind of gay.
Oh yeah, kind of gay. It's so
you have
good.
one that is like a popular.
Did you
one?
see his Gillian Keeves, where Trump goes speed dating?
Mm-mm.
All right.
No,
so
I
that'd
know
be
he
new.
does good impressions. I've just never went down the rabbit hole of watching it.
I guess that'd be good since that one you haven't seen. Kind of gay. But I feel like this is before he really nailed the Trump impression.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he's dressed up like Trump.
Oh, you're saying he didn't redefine his craft yet, being Trump?
Yeah, I feel like since this, his Trump impression has gotten better.
I guess you can show me before and after Trump, a more current version that you're mentioning.
He's going to meet for about 3 minutes. Then you're going to hear this buzzer. Okay? And when that goes off, we're going to move to the next table. Ready to find some love? Tana.
What are you doing here?
I was asked to speak at this hotel. It turns out there's some type of pussy banquet going on.
Give me 1 second. Just give me a second. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, ugly, fat, orange fuck.
Social media. They had to take it away. I was too good. In fact, go ahead. Put it back up. Put it back up. People say I've got bad makeup. Tana looks like someone painted her face like a clown. That's what we're going to call her. Tana It the Clown. She looks like him. She looks like she should be in a sewer bothering children.
You know he's going to host SNL.
Disgusting.
I'm disgusting.
Wow.
I saw you
After
walk in and said,
being kicked
"Who's
or
this?"
not even being hired at all.
I didn't know they were letting pigs in.
You're
I wouldn't
a
even
dictator.
go
Old
there.
Sage. What
I
a
think
loser.
next weekend.
What a loser she was. Somebody needs to
I
tell
don't know
her
how
to
I'd
do
feel.
something. When you walked in, I could
Right?
practically smell
After
you.
what they
Your
did to
vagina
him,
stinks.
but he's going.
Smelled
You know
up
what?
the whole room.
No one here
You know what
is
they
gonna
should
go on a
do?
date with
Be
you.
There'll
positive.
be no problem there. I'll get a date. There's gonna be.
They should do what's that? Julia Roberts scene.
Julia Roberts scene?
The one where she's like, oh, lost my business thing.
Oh,
what is that?
Pretty Woman.
Yeah, the
Pretty Woman.
They should Pretty Woman a skit, right?
Do a Pretty Woman. Big mistake.
Big mistake.
I'll take the pewter wizard.
But do you think Saturday Night Live would be okay with like being the butt of the joke?
I mean, everybody knows what happened, and the fact that they invited him to host, it's funny.
We were wrong.
Yeah. Right? I don't know. That's the first episode that in a long time that I'm like, I'd be curious to see what his
and is
monologue.
it only because he has Bud Light to back him up now? He fucks.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't
Like,
know.
are you trying to get attention now that he has attention?
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange.
I would screw them over, to be honest. Who cares about? Do you care about SNL? I don't think about them.
Just don't show up. Where is he?
Or no, during the monologue, do a Dana White where I really hate SNL. I really can't stand it.
Just walk off.
Dude, it would make headlines.
It would.
Him walking off, it would make him even more godlike, I think. I think
see what happens.
I think he should do it. Walk off out of the monologue.
1 week
and then
from
they have to
today.
improvise everything without the main.
What do we do?
The main star.
What they'll do is they'll have like a cardboard cutout of him if that happens.
Yeah, that would probably do. Man, I'm praying. I'm hoping. And I'm praying.
We'll see. 1 week from today.
I will pray to Thor himself at this time.
Me so many dates. People, whoa, this guy has so many dates. You, none. I don't even need a date, but I'll get a date if I want a date. You can go on Tinder. Have you heard of this? There's Tinder. You go beep boop pop, and there's pussy.
This is pretty exciting. I've never been on a date with a white guy before.
Hit the buzzer.
I mean, I'm just wondering what it would be like with
A
something
white
a little
guy?
smaller.
Let me stop you there, Elaine.
I don't know who sat in this chair before me, but it stinks.
I told her.
Any interest?
You're gay.
Hey, blame the dairy industry.
I would never suck a guy's dick. But if I did, it'd be one of the best sucks he's ever had. A few years ago, women would have the flat butts. Not you. You've got a very nice one.
Thank you.
You know, I pulled very well with the blacks. How am I pulling with you? I saw you come in. I said, that's the one. The belle of the ball. You're the prettiest one.
I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I'm not that interested in
You're the ugliest. Do me a favor. Could you take your gigantic perfect tits and leave? I don't recall saying I would get a date here, but if I did say that, maybe I will.
Oh my God.
Hello. Oh my God.
Do you like my shirt? I got it dyed at the special at the tackle shop. There's a 2-for-1 at the tackle shop, the bait and tackle. I can get you one. It's 2 for 1.
Wow.
How are you, Mr. President?
Well,
I'm great, especially since you exposed all the Jews that were putting 5G in my brain that wanted to.
How are you at oral sex?
Pretty good, to be honest. My teeth come out.
Siobhan, how would you like to go on a date with Donald Trump?
Yes, finally. Oh my God, I won. Did I win?
I got head.
Nice. He didn't say the kind of gay thing. There was a gay guy in there though.
Yeah. I feel like, oh yeah, the beautiful dogs. Like his last special, I feel like he nailed it.
Beautiful dogs. He kept saying beautiful dogs.
Well, I guess it was some kind of press thing, like something that Trump actually said.
Oh.
Yeah, this should be good a minute.
Oh, good. 1 minute. Nice and short for us. Us podcasters.
Right, because this 8-minute Trump versus Biden, that'd be too much, I think. Right?
It's up to you. Do you need the full context? Maybe the 8-minute, if you have time, if you want to.
Yeah, I got time. Why not? Right. Cruising for a bruising.
From your wife.
Hurry up, Miguel.
Dudes with Down syndrome.
Oh yeah, I've heard the Down syndrome one. Nice.
That like, I've never been a believer of
being
gay as a choice. But I will say, every dude I know that can't think fucking loves pussy. All right. I guess it's a keeper.
He's the speaker of the common man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the average Joe. The average guy can relate.
That's where that should end. Look,
he loves beer.
I'm not a Republican yet, but I will say, I just want to see, like for real, I don't care if they arrest him. If he loses the primary, let him debate, dude. Let him debate. All I want to see is the debate. Dude. Okay, Hannibal, if he gets arrested, Hannibal Lecter him out to the fuck. Bring him on stage. Here's my idea. Final debate of the year. Have one Republican candidate, one Democrat. Be like, all right, fellas, surprise third guest tonight. Fucking stone cold music, the glass shatters. He walks out. They're both gay.
Ad. Jesus. Seriously?
If
Is it
if Trump was talking to you, like, and he was being abrupt with you, like, how would you handle, like, if you were doing a debate with him, would you be laughing at the stuff he says to you, or would you be offensive and give the same energy back, or be offended? Because I feel like if he says something funny or something, I think I'd be the bigger man and like be the laughing one too, and then everyone like, I don't know, show that like what he says doesn't bother you, like the rubber and glue shit. Because if you look like you're offended, that means he got to you, right? Like
Yeah,
if you start
that's
being
true.
heated, like how dare you, or don't talk about that or something, then it looks like he got under your skin.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
won.
that's true.
So, you'd have to
Yeah,
chuckle.
I
Up.
guess
Who the fuck
high
is this
road.
guy?
The high road.
Who's this orange fuck? You know?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I feel like that's the only path to victory.
I mean, see how they handle that.
Musashi would do that.
I think it is actually important to see how the candidates handle that type of pressure of debating with Trump, dude, because so far none of them have been able to handle it. He literally, every debate, he just bullied whoever was up there. The only one who did pretty good in the debates against him was Biden, just because he had no fucking idea what was being said, which actually helped him. That worked out for him. Because Trump's whole thing is he tries to get in the other guy's head, dude. Can't get in Joe's head. Joe's not in there. Good luck, dude. Biden is Trump's kryptonite in a debate. He's literally perfect. You can't beat him. Because Trump tries to drag the other guy into like a shit-talking contest where he will win. He will win at that. He can't get Biden. He tries. Every debate he's trying so hard, and Biden's just... That's it, though. He tries. It's just, you're a loser. Your son did crack. And Biden's just, what? It's like, damn, dude, that's actually a pretty good comeback. You might win this thing. I miss it. I miss the speeches with Trump. You remember that? We used to get 5 speeches a day when he was in office. Anytime you turn on the TV, that guy was giving another fucking speech. Live, dude. Be in front of a helicopter, screaming, calling a lady a lesbian or something. This is gonna be a tough one to defend at work. But I'm gonna. Now it's sad. Now with Biden, we get like one speech every 3 months. And it's hard. He's like falls and shit. It's hard to watch. It's sad. I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously, I want things to go well, but it's hard to watch him do anything. Anytime I watch
how
Biden
long
do
ago
anything,
did
I
he
get
say
the same
this?
feeling as like,
This
you ever go to a
special?
friend's house and they have like a 16
year or two ago,
Yeah,
right?
2023. So sometime last year.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to understand the timeline when you said.
I mean, but it feels like Biden's whole presidency. It's been
Like, when did we talk about the NASCAR shit? You know, like it feels like so long ago.
That's got to be a couple years ago already. Like
2021 at least.
Yeah, 2021, maybe 2022.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your old dog and it walks in the room. And you gotta do that whole like, oh hey, there he is. Let's look at him. He's looking great. My favorite thing about Biden is anytime Biden finishes a speech, he transforms into a Roomba.
Like, where am I going?
Yeah, he doesn't know where to go. It's true.
I miss the Trump.
Isn't it funny we always make fun of our leaders
Trump gave
every
what I think was
generation?
probably one of the greatest
Make fun of
speeches.
just make fun of your, like, they didn't make fun of the king, like King Richard. Oh, you know, like they always made fun of whoever's in charge.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, because Trump, everybody made fun of Trump. I don't know, did people make fun of Obama? Maybe just his mannerisms. I felt like that was more, that was the friendliest.
Yeah, the way he talks. And,
Yeah.
you know,
They
but
definitely made fun of Bush. And
maybe
made fun of Clinton.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Key and Peele was doing all the Obama shit for sure. They were
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But it's just nature to tease whoever's in charge, and hopefully the people in charge, like, they don't cut off your head. Like, if that's that, you know, it's like
off with your head.
If that was that kind of culture, like
Yeah.
kings and queens, and you talk shit like that, like the jester, right? Like, he would always probably be thrown into prison or some shit.
You took
'cause-
it too far, Jester.
Whoa, bro! Don't even bring us up. Make fun of everyone else. Yeah. Just find it funny, just being able to tease our leaders and not die. That's kind of awesome.
Freedom.
Just world leaders giving, you know, it's got to be up there with like Churchill, Gettysburg Address. Anyway, for real though, it was my favorite speech I've ever seen a president give. It was the night is the night the United States killed the leader of ISIS. Trump comes out of the Situation Room at like midnight in the White House, and he walks down that fucking tunnel like and gives a press conference, like he's giving a post-game NBA just killed a guy press conference. He walks up in front of the entire world at midnight and just goes, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog.
He did say that, right?
I think so.
That's all him, dude. I didn't change one word of that. That's what he opened with.
Don't applaud me,
40
Evan.
minutes. The speech is 40 minutes for no reason. It wasn't a prepared speech. He freestyled 40 straight. Not even a speech, just mean shit talk for 40. The meanest shit talk you've ever heard in front of the whole world. Abu. We can hear him crying. I said, Abu, don't cry. Let me tell you something. Abu cried. He cried quite a bit. I wouldn't have
Am I
cried.
thinking about the monkey in Aladdin?
Yeah.
Baby Baghdadi, that's what we were all calling it. Look, I love everything about that speech.
We're going to have to look up the real one now.
Situation Room, surrounded by generals watching watching special forces, watching those cocksucking Navy SEALs. Those if I was in there, I'd be like, get out of that, Abu, run. They're great lovers. Don't let them get you. Ah, they got him.
They're great.
They're making him squirt.
Must have been a reference to something earlier.
No.
Call back.
Yeah. No, how can you do this? That's what we should do. Instead of 0 Dark 30 killing these guys, we should break in and have our special forces fucking whack them off in their own bed. That sends a pretty serious message, dude. Can you imagine that? Just 4 Navy SEALs holding your arms and legs. You're the only dude without night vision. No! Queer.
Queer.
You make them feel bad after.
They fly away on a helicopter. You just got jerked off in your own bed. You fucking jerked me off.
Once you jerk off, like you turn on the lights. Look what you did. Are you happy?
Yeah.
And then every time you walk by a white guy, your dick gets hard. Like, what is happening?
Oh.
All right, this guy's trying to add you after.
Oh, was that the end of it?
That was done. Yeah, I think it was done.
He didn't say the beautiful dogs part.
Oh.
Right? Or was that
Was
just
it like a mid ad?
Might
Did
have
they
been.
fuck us with the mid ad? So we have to watch ads and their ads? Modern YouTube, more like it.
Down syndrome. Love women so
Right,
much.
was that the end?
All right, let's go.
That
through
like
Oh,
I've never been a believer.
it was.
Of
Son of
being
a
gay
bitch.
as a choice.
Right there.
But I will say,
What an ass.
no, I just
cares
love,
about your shirts?
I love thinking about Trump in the Situation Room, watching a live military operation. He's the only dude in the room that wasn't military. He must have been the only dude watching it that was like, oh, like, you could tell he's never seen it before by the fucking speech. The speech sounded like a guy just trying to tell you some shit he saw.
We got him.
A lot of guys would knock on the front door, not these guys, not our guys. Not our guys. Our guys went through the wall. They blew up his wall. And they used dogs. Beautiful dogs.
Dude, beautiful dogs is the funniest detail. It's true. They actually did use it was the Army Rangers and they used dogs because they were afraid al-Baghdadi was going to be wearing a suicide vest. So they killed him with dogs and a robot. And then made fun of him for crying. Like, dude, let that guy cry. That's the scariest death I've ever heard of. That dude was laying in his bed in the middle of the night. His wall exploded. Fucking 10 dogs and a robot. Dude, 10 dogs wearing helmets and goggles broke into his house. Paw Patrol, the actual Paw Patrol. All right, dude, you guys have been so great.
Cole. Cole.
Cole. All right, we got to see this beautiful dog shit. Trump. Abu. Not Shane Gillis. Not
No,
Shane
this
Gillis.
press conference. Man, I can't believe his is first.
Yeah, right. Which one is the real one?
Wait, it's not the one where he's under the blue because it doesn't seem. That seems like it's at a conference or something. We need the one where you just walked out of something, which looks more like
Probably this one, right?
dead like a dog, or yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because this is global news. I don't trust the Jimmy Kimmel one. It'll be a joke.
Yeah.
Last night, the United States brought the world's #1 terrorist leader to justice.
Is this the one?
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He was the founder and leader of ISIS.
You made it sound
the
like
most
really
ruthless and
exaggerated.
violent
Right?
terror organization.
It's like so
anywhere in
slow.
the
It's
world.
not as.
The United States has been searching for Baghdadi for many years. Capturing or killing Baghdadi has been the top national security priority
Sounds pretty
of
normal.
my administration.
Yeah, right. It's so funny.
U.S. Special Operations Forces executed a dangerous and daring nighttime raid in northwestern Syria and accomplished their mission in grand style. The U.S. personnel were incredible. I got to watch much of it. No personnel were lost in the operation, while a large number of Baghdadi's fighters and companions were killed with him. He died after running into a dead-end tunnel, whimpering and crying and screaming all the way. The compound had been cleared by this time, with people either surrendering or being shot and killed. 11 young children were moved out of the house.
Shane
and
made
are
it seem like he was so
uninjured.
excited, and
Yeah,
I think
right.
The only ones
I'm seeing
remaining
him through Shane.
were Baghdadi in the tunnel,
He seems pretty professional.
and he had dragged
Yeah, it's so
3
funny,
of his
right? Like,
young children.
Your
blown out of
perception,
with
it's
him.
always secondhand.
They were led to certain death.
I have a video to show you after.
We reached the end of
related
the
to
tunnel
that.
as our dogs chased him down.
Our beautiful dogs.
He ignited his vest,
the beautiful
killing
dog.
himself
He lied,
and the 3 children.
or did they say it later?
His body was mutilated by the blast. The tunnel had caved in on it in addition. But test results gave certain, immediate, and totally positive identification. It was him.
Did Shane like
The thug who
exaggerate?
tried so hard to
Seems like
intimidate others spent his last moments in utter fear, in total
Crying.
panic and dread, terrified of the American forces bearing down on him.
And the beautiful dogs.
We were in the compound for approximately 2 hours, and after the mission was accomplished, we took highly sensitive material and information from the raid, much having to do with ISIS, origins, future plans, things that we very much want. Baghdadi's demise
There's no beautiful dogs,
demonstrates
dude.
America's relentless pursuit
It's
of
exaggerated.
terrorist
I know, Shane. I love you.
Our
I like you,
commitment
dude, but
to
you
the
just lied to
enduring
me.
and total defeat of ISIS and other terrorist organizations.
what?
Wow. I feel a little cheated.
I do feel cheated.
All right, I have something to show you related to this. I feel a little trying to find that beautiful dog thing. Isn't that funny? You trying to find a different video with the beautiful dog?
I mean, it's the same speech, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, like you said, probably not this one.
No, because he was explaining that thing. Wow. I mean, I know comedians have the right to like exaggerate, but when we're trying to find the truth from what he was saying,
yeah, it's
and
funny
just
to
like,
see the
it's like-
actual expectations versus reality.
So something I listened to a YouTube called The Daily Stoic. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Yeah, I think so.
He had a video and he had a little clip from an interview of Rainn Wilson, and just Rainn Wilson talking about his experience on The Office. And he was talking about being on a podcast with someone and saying that like he was like kind of miserable at one point or something. And the media took, oh, Rainn Wilson hated being in the office. Rainn Wilson. And anyways, you'll see it in the video. He explains it pretty good. Basically, be happy in the moment. Don't keep looking into the future because, like, just be happy where you're at, basically. Pretty good wisdom. We'll end there.
As Seneca says, being a better friend to yourself.
I imagine you wanted this thing for a long time. You wanted to be successful. You wanted to be famous. You wanted to do great work, to break out. And that happens. What does it actually feel like to get there? Was it a delivery on all your hopes and dreams and expectations, or was there a little bit of a letdown?
Yeah, it's interesting because this became front page news a week or two ago because I did, I think, Bill Maher's podcast. And I was talking about this idea of suffering and, you know, the human struggle for happiness, finding happiness. I mentioned, like, I spent a great deal of time on The Office really unhappy. Of course, it was misquoted and taken out of context and said, Rainn Wilson miserable on the set of The Office. Rainn Wilson spent the entire office unhappy. You can Google it. It's incredible how the media works. Headline after headline after headline. Making it seem like I'm this
beautiful dog.
Miserable fuck.
Didn't say beautiful dogs.
No matter how well things
said died like a dog.
Beings, we have a tendency towards anxious discontent. And my dukkha, my suffering, my anxious discontent on the set of The Office was, you know, I wanted to be a bigger movie star. I had a crack at doing a bunch of movies. They didn't turn out very good and people didn't really watch them. Actually, some of them, they are pretty damn good, but people didn't watch them and they didn't work at the box office. And okay, that's fine. But
I liked
at the time, I was just pulling my hair out, like, damn it, I want this movie deal, and why can't I have this, and why can't I have
Steve
that?
Carell have
How
all
come
that?
he's getting offered this?
Andy Bernard and
Envy,
Andy.
Envy,
Hangover.
pettiness, self-seeking.
Nobody saw The Hangover
I'm so
coming.
grateful for that test because I look back on it now and I'm like, you dipshit. You were on
you had it all.
You had it all. It was the greatest job ever. Why couldn't you have just enjoyed it more? And I was
Andy
a spring
quote.
chicken.
It is
knowing the
I
good
passed
times
in The Office. I was
while you're in them, the good old days.
when I started playing Dwight, you know, so well into my 40s. By this last several years, I was in a much better place. You know, it was kind of earlier on, year 3, 4, 5, right in that area of The Office. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was a great group of people and a beautiful job and nice pay and got along great. And I was playing one of the great TV characters of all time. And lots of doors were open to me and getting invited to festivals and hotels and this and that and the other thing. And just enjoy it. Getting nominated for Emmys, like revel in it. It doesn't get better than this.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Like, oh, you're a TV star, but oh, you need to be a movie star.
We want more. We're never satisfied.
Never satisfied. Just good to be appreciated what you have, right? Just it's good to hear.
Good words of wisdom.
Love it. Thank you, Rainn, for ending some beautiful wisdom for us. I have one more wisdom. It's from Kobe Bryant. I like this one because, you know, it was about his air balls and how it kind of like it bothered him so much that he wanted to like use it as fuel, basically. So, you know, with my loss, it hurt, but I'm using it as fuel. And here we go.
Those air balls happen. They're all right online. They were short. I gotta get stronger.
Cross court left, open Kobe Bryant for three, another air ball. He shoots back-to-back air balls.
The defining moment in his greatness was we were playing Utah.
I really thought that was a defining moment in his career.
Nobody wanted to take the last shots. I'm not taking the last shot, shooting 40. He
was fearless. I think that's one of the things that spurred him to great.
Bryant for three. It's short again. Air ball. 7 seconds. Here's a three-pointer. Air ball again. By Kobe Bryant.
I came up a little short. You learn from those mistakes. When I get put in that situation again, I'm not going to miss it.
Everybody talks about those air balls. I wasn't mad at you.
And that's why I was the first one to come grab you and say, hey, I know everybody's laughing and giggling out, but one day people will fear you at the end of the game. Flew back to LA that night, 3 a.m. I shot all day. I mean, all
Why?
That's his mentality. Something bothered him so much. He's like, all right, man, gonna get out there, prove myself again.
Mamba mentality.
Mamba. And that is a snake, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Black snake? Certain
Black mamba.
Nice. Gotta have that mamba whenever you get there. Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Tell the people.
All right, people. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and listen to us wherever you do for podcasts. Until next time. Peace. See ya. You ever watch Best Ever Food Review Show? That guy Sonny, he was on Rogan. He wears the red bandana.
Probably. What about him?
We've just been watching him a lot lately, and he always ends his videos with a piece.
A piece.
Yeah. Dude, I'm 36 years old. I mean, it's just a reality. I've never been this old in my life. Like, I'm not
really?
a teen.
I have. Where you been, Miguel?
I'm not a teenager anymore.
I don't want that guy anywhere near me. I don't want to get. Watch your drinks. Watch your kids. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. I don't need that shit in my life.
Dose ya.
Doses and samosas. Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. How old are you? Where are you from?
Whoa. That's my dad's age.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we take a little bathroom break and then we'll interview more.
Sounds
more stuff. Oh, you have to head out soon?
No, that sounds good.
You're like laughing. I was like, I stopped my sentence for a second because I was like, why is he laughing at me?
Why is he laughing at me?
Is it because I said we'll intervene?
Yeah.
Fancy. All right, I'm out.
Fancy man.
I'm worried about you.
Go away now.